Ooh, welcome. Welcome, bloody welcome to the show, which is called
Sunday Chat.
With me, Richard. This one. And this one.
Paul.
Paul. Welcome. And remember, if you want it all, watch Richard and Paul. Yes. Thank you. I've forgotten what I'm saying now. I can't even think.
You got a list.
I'm a bit tired.
Well, we're
to
both
be
a
honest.
bit tired.
Little bit tired because we were up late last night, but more on that in a moment. First of all, let's say thank you, bloody thank you to all our new subscribers and followers on platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
Coffee.
Threads. Is that Twitter now? What's Threads?
No, Threads is the sort of...
What's Twitter?
Well, there's Facebook, then there's Instagram, then there's Threads. They're all part of Meta.
What's Twitter though? Is that Threads?
Twitter is X.
X, that's it.
Yes.
And X, I don't ever look at that. Does
I
anybody
don't know.
follow us on that?
I don't post on it really.
No,
I think
no idea.
since it's all gone silly, I can't be bothered. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So welcome to all platforms, and of course our Facebook group, Planet Vegetaria. That's a Facebook group by Richard and Paul. Richard and Paul since 2017. That's contractual. And coffee, where you can buy us a coffee and access exclusive content just for coffee supporters.
And early access of a week at the plot.
We all want that, don't we?
Yeah.
So, we usually kick off the proceedings with Richard and Paul's weather report. Well, it's been interesting this week, Paul, hasn't it? Yes, it has. Thank you. Carry on.
It's been hot.
Has it?
Yeah, it
Not
has.
that hot.
It's been 24, 25 degrees. That's what it is today.
Well, I've still been wearing a scarf and a jacket.
I know,
and
we
gloves.
still have like 3 duvets and a big thick blanket as well. But it is much, much warmer. We've got into May and we're in a plume at the moment.
Are we?
A South African plume of heat, which is going to dissipate as we get past Sunday, and it's going to get a tad cooler. Back to normal temperatures.
I think it's going to be about 6 degrees cooler, Paul, as far as I
Well,
can
that's a tad, yeah. So it's going to be
think
about 18 to 19 degrees.
I think I'm going to be wearing my coat again.
Yeah,
next
you
week.
won't be wearing your coat. It's too warm to wear a coat.
Well, I don't feel that warm.
Mind you, it's very, very breezy today, and if you're not in the sun and that breeze catches you, it does feel tad chilly.
And of course, tomorrow they are forecasting thunderstorms, although not quite in our area.
No?
No, just on the edge. Like the other day, where the storms were happening everywhere but the forecast area. So hopefully they'll get it wrong.
Somebody did ask us what we watch for storm forecast. What website is it?
Lightning map.
Lightning map. There we are.
Lightning map, Google it and you'll find it, and it shows you all the strikes in your area, and it also shows you this really nice sort of ring. So when there's a strike, the ring radiates outwards, and that's the zone that you can hear the thunder in. So you can actually time it really well until you hear the thunderclap.
And then it sort of slowly dissipates, doesn't it?
It
vanishes.
does. And also what you can do is you can turn on the click alert that will click each time there's a lightning strike.
Oh.
So it gives you that audible notification, which is useful.
I remember watching it. We were told about some storms in Guernsey that were because you don't get that many thunderstorms in Guernsey. They sort of travel off the continent, but you don't seem to get many. And we were in Guernsey when there was a really big storm one day. You've mostly seen that video.
Yes, here.
And then a few weeks later, there was notice that there was going to be further storms. And I was watching the lightning map, and you could see how things were sort of travelling off France to Jersey. But then they were sort of dissipating as they got over Jersey, which is only, 11 miles away, I think, from Guernsey. I don't think they ever got to Guernsey.
You think?
Well, yeah, it's about
You
that.
think?
Yeah, it's about...
You should know.
It's about 2 minutes. Well, no, it's about 11 minutes in a plane. So
You should know these things, Paul.
Island hopping, that's what goes on, yes.
So yes, and of course in other news as well, talking about storms, well, we were treated last night, weren't we, Paul?
We were.
And if you'd like to see a clip of the aurora borealis, watch my daily vlogs. Yeah, couldn't quite believe it.
No, I
Well,
couldn't.
I mean, I went upstairs earlier in the evening to put the washing out, and I noticed that the light was still on the horizon because we're getting closer and closer to the longest day, midsummer.
Oh, we're still quite a way away from it. 5 weeks away, though.
We're getting close
Yeah.
to it. So it's getting lighter and lighter at night and staying lighter and lighter till later. And I filmed a little bit of the light sky, and that was rather pleasant. And I said to the camera, I feel really tired, I'm going to bed shortly. Came back down. Then as we were going to bed, I saw an article on the BBC that said that potentially you'd be able to see the aurora. And I thought, well, probably not down here with all the light pollution that we have in London. Had a look, and I sort of thought, I think I can see green in the sky, but I'm not too sure. And when you look away from it to one side, you can see it more clearly.
It's a bit like stars when you see it a star in your peripheral vision. Then you look at it and it sort of vanishes.
Harder to see. And so I told you, and
yeah, I was a bit confused. I just filled the dishwasher and I went upstairs. I got ready, got into bed, was reading my book, and then I thought, "Where's Richard? He must be upstairs doing some editing. That's odd." And then you called me down. Well, you called me up.
I called him up and said, I think
Come
you
and
need to
have
have
a
a
look.
look. So he had a look, and it was like, oh yeah, there's a little bit of green. And I said, the camera picks it up quite well. And I continued to look, and then this huge pink column appeared in the sky. And I called you again. I said, you better come back upstairs because this is getting stronger. You can see it quite clearly now. The green got stronger, the pink got stronger.
And then it got into a sort of mauvey colour, which was quite lovely.
Yeah, there was a sort of strip of bluish purple colour.
And then the pink went sort of right over the house as well.
Amazing.
When we looked up through the Velux window. So we had the Velux window open looking that way. And then when I looked up, it sort of just continued. It was mad.
Absolutely thrilling. It really was thrilling to see. And some people suggested that it wasn't particularly visible. You do need to let your eyes adjust to the dark for a good 20 minutes.
Yeah, and even though there's still quite a lot of light around us, as you say, when we're at the top of the house, we're above the street lights. And as long as you're looking up, your eyes get accustomed to it being darker.
But you do have to wait a while, and the view will be assisted by a phone or a camera because it can take in more light.
Apparently it's going to be visible in the US as well.
It can take in more light, and also the software enhances colours, especially if you've got a night setting. I haven't on this camera, so it doesn't video stuff in the dark very well at all, unfortunately. But have a look tonight. Oh, well, it may be too late.
Yeah, it may not be. I'm not sure.
No, I don't think it'll be visible on Sunday.
Oh, there we are.
Because this is Sunday, and it's Saturday. Well,
It's
you're
Saturday
seeing this on Sunday, it's Saturday today.
But anyway, if you...
People.
I'm sure if you've been on Facebook, you'll have seen lots of photos.
A lot of people saw it, and that's the good thing. That's the wonderful thing about the whole situation. A lot of people in the UK have now seen the Northern Lights that wouldn't normally see it. You know,
and it's due to the strength of the solar storm.
Yeah.
That sort of is happened and is happening. What are we, about 7 or 8 minutes behind? The sun takes. No, it's light, isn't it?
Light.
So
the light takes 8 minutes.
So this solar storm will take longer than that, but it's still travelling at such a huge speed.
Well, I don't know. Those particles might be travelling at the speed of light. I don't know.
Are they neutrinos?
I'm not sure. Are they negatively charged or positive? I'm not sure. Let's not get into the ins and outs of it because you can do the googling.
No, but it's the strength of the storm that makes it comes further down the planet, 'cause it's usually only visible in the North Pole. But I think that's amazing. So it's when the solar storm is really strong, it's sort of it makes it allows that to travel further sort of down and up the planet. But it was rather fab. Yeah,
it was lovely. It was just spectacular. So let's move on. House update. Scaffold has partly been removed. Been waiting all week for that to happen. Keeps getting delayed. Blah blah blah.
It's been really frustrating. No, because it was going to come down Tuesday. Then we knew on last week, Friday, that it was going to be Wednesday. Then they didn't come Wednesday and said Thursday. Then said Friday. Turned up Friday, but because of the amount of scaffold and planking on the scaffolding, they'd only brought one truck, so they couldn't take it all away because it was too heavy for one truck. So they said they'd be back today, Saturday, and I thought, I bet they'll be back Monday or Tuesday. So anyway, they haven't turned up so far today. Doubt they will.
Yeah,
so,
we both doubted that when we were told that it would be Saturday. Oh no, I don't think so. I don't think so.
And it's really, that was really frustrating because you're waiting from early in the morning for something to happen. It's like a parcel coming and you don't have a window of time that parcel will arrive. You're waiting for it all, morning, and then suddenly you get told, oh, well, it's going to be tomorrow. So I was in that position where I couldn't do certain things that I needed to do in the morning. So I had to think about doing it the next morning, but then I couldn't do it. And it's it's just so frustrating when that happens.
You could have done a whole clickbait video on that.
I could have done a clickbait.
I just can't go on. I've noticed there's been an increase recently in clickbait videos. We won't talk about that much.
If I stick my finger in an electric socket, will I get an electric shock? Yeah.
I tell you, really.
It's so frustrating.
I just think people are so desperate to get views. And I think it's the wrong way to go about it.
But I'm not sure it is the wrong way to go about it.
Shall we start doing clickbait videos? Let's have a poll. If you'd like us to do clickbait videos, can I go on? No, I can't. Then let us know in the comments below. And we will, just for you.
Paul pulls it out on the plot. Have that. That could be one, couldn't it?
It's just disgusting.
And me going...
That's disgusting.
Something like that, yeah.
No, I don't agree with it.
Well, no, I don't.
I think your content should be good enough. Don't you?
But
yes.
there we are.
Anywho,
there we are.
What were we saying? House update.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all been painted. Just a few little touch-ups to do. But it's looking good when it's completely finished and the rest of the scaffold has gone. We will show you.
Yeah, and we've got a big rubble bag of the rubble from the front, the pebble dash, that needs to be arranged to be taken away.
Yes, you do.
So yeah, I thought you were doing that one.
No, you're doing that one.
I thought you were giving me. I was just anyway. There we are.
You're doing that. Do it now.
Fine, I'll do it. I'm going to get a jumbo
Thank you very
hippo
much.
bag.
Good. I don't know why you're getting a hippo bag. How are you going to put the stuff in the hippo bag?
Like that?
A ton of rubble in the hip. You're going to move a ton of rubble.
Oh.
I think you should just get Man with a Van.
Yeah, I don't know Man with a Van.
All of the companies that do waste removal do Man with a Van.
Here we are.
Where two guys come, pick it up, put it in a van and take it away. That's all you need. Believe me.
Okay, so we'll go through that experience when it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. God. So, blah, blah, blah. Paul, I've noticed that you've been bitten on your arm.
Oh, what? Yeah, I was at the plot this morning and I was weeding.
Have you put some Vivibalm on it, Paul?
No, it's alright.
I think you
It's
need
alright,
some Vivibalm. That's Vivibalm from What We Did Next in Vivi's Kitchen Garden. Not available to buy in the shops, only available to exclusive close friends.
Absolutely.
Where is it? Let me put it on your little bitey. There we are.
So I was doing some weeding. I was clearing a bed,
Better now.
doing some weeding. And I had my hand on the edge. I just pulled out some weeds right at the edge. And I had my hand on the edge and I was leaning over. And then suddenly I felt pains in my hand. You know, I had my glove on, but it was sort of around here. I'd been bitten by bloody red ants. I disturbed a red ant's nest and I had my hand on the edging just where the red ant's nest was.
See?
So I had red ants over my
clickbait
thing.
title. I went over the edge and got bitten. Huh? There we are. That's what you should be calling your videos.
There we are. Yeah.
Take a tip from all of those channels showing us how to do it.
Yeah, Paul, nearly eaten to death.
I was attacked by
Giant
poisonous giant ants. And they tipped me over the edge. You mean the edge of the bed?
Absolutely, yeah. There we are.
Really?
But it you know, the formic acid, I said this last week in a week at the plot, I don't mind disturbing the you know, other ants' nests because they're not particularly, their bites aren't particularly acidic. But these sort of small red ants that we have in the UK, they're not sort of huge like you have elsewhere in the world. But their bites, their formic acid in them is really quite venomous. And it really sort of pings. And it sort of, for me, it sort of goes after about 15-20 minutes. But some people are really, really allergic to them. So
Probably me.
you haven't got.
That's why I can't garden.
So yeah, there we are. That was my near-death experience this morning. Yeah.
So, of course, as well, today is the Hanwell Hootie. This is our very own music festival where people come from far and wide to listen to the music.
At loads of venues in Hanwell.
Of people that we've never heard of.
So Hanwell, which is where we live, used to be a little village, you know, because London is made up of little villages, as most towns are. You know, it's only Milton Keynes and a few others that were built as sort of urban cities. So Hanwell has got the largest independently run music festival in the UK. I mean, it's mad. It really is. So there'll be like 30 or 40,000 people descending on our little area today.
And boy, have we noticed that today. I'm sure there were a few criminals mixed in there as well.
But it's a day that is really enjoyed by many tens of thousands of people. We know a lot of people who assist in the organisation of it. And who sort of manage the whole build up for it for the whole year, and they're really good at cleaning up. There's a team that goes out, or several teams that go out tomorrow morning to the public areas to make sure that every bit of discarded matter is removed.
We don't go because there's too many people. We don't like crowds.
No, we're not crowd
But
people.
what we do is open the windows and you hear the music floating on the air. And very often there's a couple of pieces that are, I don't know, very suited for that type of listening.
Yeah.
You know, you'll hear maybe drumming sounds or interesting instruments playing a melody, and it would just drift through the window. And
it's all nice.
That's enough for me, frankly.
And when I'm at the plot, I'll be at the plot again later because I need to shut the shed and the polytunnel and things. The Fox, which is the pub opposite, they've got bands on or acts on throughout the day. I think it's from 1 o'clock, but it kicks off at 3, and I think it goes on till 11 o'clock is the cut-off time. So when I'm down there later, there'll definitely be music drifting across the plot. So yeah.
Good. It was also bank holiday last week, which made the week shorter, but it seemed longer to me. Always does. Always blooded does.
I think also because of what's going around the house and all the decoration and things, and the scaff not coming down, it just has felt like a really long week. And when things like that are happening, you're sort of like alert, aren't you? You're hyper alert to various things. So when I'm at my desk upstairs, I must come up and down usually maybe like 4 or 5 times during the morning. But when with the decoration going on, it's sort of like every sort of 20 minutes or half an hour I'll be coming up and down to answer questions and things. So yeah.
I was just seeing how long I could smile for without it feeling uncomfortable. It feels very uncomfortable.
I'm sure it does, yeah. But no, it's felt like a long week, and I hope that the bank holiday that we have at the end of the month, I hope that because we don't have anything planned around that, the redecoration will all be finished by then.
Well, I have plans.
Well, you've got plans.
I'm going to start redecorating in the house. Inside. Yeah, Paul, it's got to be done. It's got to be done during the fine weather. I want to do the dining room. I'm fed up with that colour in the dining room. I want to go paler.
Right.
In there. I don't want to be dark in there anymore.
Right.
I find we don't use it as much.
Right.
And I think we might use it more if it was a lighter room. Do you not think?
Well, it's...
Because you can't do anything in there. This is the problem.
Well, it's a dining room. You dine in a dining room.
Things like writing, sewing, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's very difficult to do tasks. And of course, people use their dining tables for tasks. And I feel as though I can't. And very often I've thought I'd like to do my writing when I'm writing pieces for the newsletter. I'd like to sit at the table and do that, but it's too dark in there without having a big light on.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying for that.
So yes. I think a lighter colour and a change is due.
Because at the moment it's white and a dark
It's not
teal,
white,
isn't it?
It's a beige and a teal, yeah. And it's cosy, it's lovely and cosy with the lights on, and it's a very attractive colour, but I think it's time for a change. It's been that colour for a few years.
And you'll have to put several coats on because it is a dark colour, isn't it? So if you're going to lighten it up,
yeah, of course.
Needs quite a few.
Of course.
Yeah. Are you going to have a shape going around like you do?
No, I think it's just going to be all white, maybe an off-white, maybe a very pale grey.
There we are.
Yeah.
Like our house.
Yeah. Well, it's time. And you've got to do these things with the fine weather, Paul.
Yes.
Thank you.
So that's the plans for the next bank holiday.
Yes, lovely. That's super duper. It was also Liberation Day in Guernsey.
It was, yeah, Guernsey and Jersey were the Channel Islands.
Yes.
So in Guernsey it was the 9th of May. So that's the date that that Guernsey was liberated from occupation by the Germans. So there was a huge cavalcade. It's always sort of great fun, and I hope one day we will be able to get back over there and actually be there for Liberation Day, because have you been there for Liberation Day? I think once,
when
maybe.
did we see the red arrows?
No, that's
that was
that's in
Liberation
September.
Day.
Yeah.
Right. No, I don't know whether we've been there for Liberation Day. I can't remember. What actually happens?
Well, it's a bank holiday. It's a public holiday in Guernsey, and there's lots of events, and there's a huge cavalcade that goes around the island, the whole island, of obviously military vehicles and old vehicles and things like that. And apparently it was just fabulous fun, and it
great.
usually is. So where I saw it on a video from near Liu, that stretch.
So it's
there.
like a sort of carnival.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think what was it? It was it was 80 years this year. Yeah. No, it can't be 80 years. 24. Yeah. Anyway, it's a big thing. It's a big thing in Guernsey.
Next. What have we watched on Oh no, it's not what have we watched on television yet. It's
Word of
Word
the
of the
Day.
Doodah. Oh God, this is not my favourite bit.
But you don't have to do it. You could summarise things.
What's the date today?
It's the 11th.
The Sunday day.
The 11th. Or is it 12th?
No, it's the 12th.
12th.
Well, let me see. Oh God. Well, should I go for the 11th or the 12th?
The 12th.
Well, the 12th's rather easy.
Oh, come on then. That's all right. I want easy after a long week.
12th of May. The word is hunks.
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 As in of bread.
A hunk. Shall I read the
Or as in bodily hunk.
Shall I read the explanation?
Yeah, go on.
This is one of those words on which Dr. Johnson demonstrates command of disapproving synonyms. A covetous, sordid wretch, a miser, a curmudgeon. So indeed meant hunks in English from 1602.
Oh.
In his play The Spanish Friar, John Dryden, who died on this day in 1700, has a character describe a woman's husband as a jealous, covetous old hunks, spelt C-K-S.
CKS, yeah.
The singular hunk, meaning large piece, is not recorded until the 19th century, and the sense of ruggedly attractive man only arrives in the middle of the 20th, when it supplants that of large person. So why is a hunks a miser in particular? The OED suggests it has the appearance of a quasi-proper name or nickname, like old grumbles, bags, boots, and the like, and perhaps the original source of the proper name in question was not a human at all. As of 1590, there was a bear named Tom Hunks at the Bankside bear baiting pits, not far from Shakespeare's Globe. Perhaps hunks in spoken English already meant miserly, for reasons now lost, and Tom was so named for his distinctly ungenerous character, or perhaps the bear himself was so spectacularly mean that he passed eponymously into the language.
Well, if he's in a bear pit, I'm not surprised he was mean. Yeah. I mean, that's extraordinary, isn't it? That I'd never thought about bear pits and things like that in London, but of course there will have been. Yeah.
Well, there we go. And I think I deserve a round of applause for that. Well, considering I've never looked at it, I think I read it rather well.
I think you read it really well.
Faultlessly, Paul.
Especially considering you've had such a long week, and because you were working so hard doing the aurora borealis last night, and it's just been so stressful.
So, what have we watched on television this week, Paul?
We finished the first series of Silo.
Is there going to be another series?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. There's 3 books.
Oh, So
this was the first book.
does she walk to...
Well, we don't know, do
well,
we?
I've got to find out
Well,
in
exactly.
advance.
Well, there's a second series. Apparently it comes out in
But if there are 3 books...
January.
Surely we could read the book.
Well, you can read the book, yeah.
Oh, I'm interested.
Yeah.
Anyway, we won't say anything in case you've not watched it.
Apart from the fact it's really good.
It is very good. I thoroughly enjoyed it, actually.
Yeah, and it's nice to see such a grouping of actors, because the actors in it were really great.
Quite a few English actors. Good mixture. Actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then we started Dark Matter, which I think is on Apple again. But I think you're not that keen on it, and you fell asleep anyway.
It's not grabbed me.
I think it's one of those that I definitely want. I think we should continue with it, because I think it's one of those that might sort of, suddenly grab you.
But you know what I think we should do? We should start these things earlier in the evening.
Well, yeah, maybe.
To catch the window of opportunity, which
Before
is
you
only
fall
about
asleep.
an hour.
Yeah.
As soon as I put my feet up with a blankie on, I'm gone.
I say don't put your feet up with a blanket
Oh,
on.
I have to get comfortable. I have to put my feet up.
There we are. So, what else have we watched? We haven't really watched much.
You watched Whitstable Pearl.
I did.
Again, I fell asleep.
Yeah, I do quite like it. I like it sort of in the same way as I like Madame Blanc. I think it's a bit better than Madame Blanc. It has more of an edge to it and less sort of comedic. But yeah.
We watched Question Time.
Which was interesting. It's interesting watching Question Time with because the audience in Question Time is, the percentages are similar to those who voted in the last general election. So if you go to a very heavy Labour area, it's still sort of weighted towards Conservative, because that's how the population voted at the last election. And it's interesting to see how when the audience is asked particular questions that maybe 3 or 4, 5 or 6 years ago they'd have gone yes to, nobody puts up their hand.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
yeah.
And we continue with Loot.
Yeah.
Which we continue to enjoy.
Absolutely.
And can recommend. And that has been it.
We watched How I Got News for You.
We did.
Which was enjoyable. And we also started watching the semi-finals of the Eurovision Song Contest.
Oh yeah.
And we gave up on it relatively quickly.
Yeah, don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The presenters, it was just dull.
Anyhow, let's move on, because we need to say next week's Sunday chat will be
Sunday chat!
Will be Monday chat.
Monday chat!
Due to a prior engagement. So watch out for that. We'll try and notify you. And that's it for this week's show.
It is.
I'm gonna just have a rest now,
and then do editing,
because I feel absolutely shattered.
And I am going to go down to the plot, and actually I've got a few things I need to do at home first, and I'm going to go down and shut the shed and things like that. So yeah, and that will be it. And I will listen to the music drifting across the plot.
Lovely. How lovely. I'll open the window and listen to the music drifting on the air as I reach my perfect slumber.
It won't take long.
I can actually feel my eyes wanting to close as we're talking. I feel that tired.
Yeah.
So, but I also want to get my strength up for this evening, should there be a repeat of the aurora.
Yeah.
Borealis.
Yeah.
Aurora australis.
I think it is that.
Is it aurora or borealis australis? I don't know.
No, well, it's aurora,
borealis.
It's aurora, isn't it? That's
Aurora
what
australis.
it is. So it's not going to be borealis.
Well, you said that earlier, and went, yeah.
Well, borealis australis.
Didn't I say that?
You did, but I
And
think
you went,
it's...
yeah.
Did I? Oh, no.
Yeah.
Did I? Oh.
Yeah. I'm going.
I
now.
wasn't listening.
I'm going to sleep.
Actually, today I did say to him before I left this morning to go to the plot. When you finish with your bowl, your cereal bowl, put it in the dishwasher and pop it on. He didn't hear me at all.
I didn't even register it.
He didn't. So when I got back, I thought, oh, maybe he's put the dishwasher on without putting his cereal bowl in. But no, the dishwasher hadn't been put on.
No, I didn't even register. I was so zoned out.
Oh, that was funny.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it is the weekend after
is the
all,
weekend,
and we are
yeah.
working for your pleasure.
Good grief, about 20 people have just gone down the road. Young people.
Yeah, half of them are criminals.
I don't think they are. Oh, dearie me, there we are.
Anywho, goodbye.
Yes, and we will
Goodbye.
see you in 8 days' time. See you then.
Oh, yeah, I guess my vlog's gonna be delayed as well.
Oh.
My vlog's gonna be delayed as well, actually.
Oh. There we
I'm
are.
not sure when that's gonna come out. That's gonna be delayed.
That'll come out in 3 weeks. Yeah.
No, I think that'll be Monday as well.
Oh, there we are. Monday morning, maybe.
Or maybe Sunday.
Maybe Sunday. Yeah. There we
Oh,
are.
pardon me. That's my cream egg coming up from earlier. Not the actual cream
Oh
egg coming
no,
up. It's a
God, I
cream egg
hate
burp.
cream eggs. Hate them, hate them, hate them.
I feel like I'm
Disgusting.
enjoying it again. Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye.